Well, good afternoon everybody. Well, it's just afternoon. It's just after 12 o'clock and the weather is absolutely fantastic. We've had 2 or 3 really nice days and really warm. The sun is blasting down today. Don't know whether I can show you that beautiful blue sky up there. Absolutely brilliant. But as you will see, this has been an absolute nightmare. I did a fluke solve treatment. I'd already done one treatment before the PP. I did a second one after the PP. Now, dear, we've still got flicking. Now, I've done 3 scrapes in total. The first scrape I didn't find anything at all. The second scrape I found a dead fluke. I didn't find a live one. But I didn't find anything else. That's the trouble. No trick, no costia, anything like that. Couldn't see anything in there apart from the dead fluke. So what I've done now, because they're still flicking, I've checked all my water parameters, by the way. I've done everything 3 times and everything comes out spot on really. My KH is 6, which that's not bad, 6. pH is 7.5, so that's fine. Ammonia and nitrite spot on. Ammonia was nice and yellow, the nitrite was clear. Nitrate I've always had and can't seem to get rid of for love nor money. Anyway, what I've got in there now is a LearnX Pro for flukes. I'm going to leave that in, give it a week, and if they're still flicking I'm going to give up keeping koi because this is a nightmare. So I've got the extra air on. They're all quite good with it at the minute. I've only just put it in. I've had it in a bucket, sort of stirring it for about 20 minutes, half an hour, to get it as dissolved as possible. I've shut my filters down, nothing's moving at the moment. So they've got the full measure of it in the pond. I shall give it about 20 minutes until I can hardly see any bits of the LearnX floating in the water, because it does take a bit of dissolving, this stuff. But once that's gone, I shall have my filters back up and running. Be about 20 minutes I'm assuming. It's looking not too bad now, and they've only been off about 5-10 minutes, not 10 minutes yet I wouldn't think. But yeah, that's the stage we're at. So all is not well. I'm just praying this will do the job. They're all seeming pretty good with it. They'll start creating a little bit once it starts to work on the actual flukes, if that's what it is. I can't put it down to anything else. Like I say, I found no trick, no costia, nothing. Yet they're still all flicking. They keep giving it a flick. So where that's coming from I really don't know. Anyway, that's it. I'll let you know how things go. But I'll keep my eye on them for the rest of the day, just make sure everything's alright, keep the extra air on. I shall put my filter system back up, get that back up and running in 10 minutes. Here's my mate come down for a bath. He don't care. I'll get within a yard of him. He trusts me up to about a yard and then he's off again. But he doesn't bother about me at all. He's just had his bath for the day. I'm pleased I put that bird bath there. It keeps the birds out from trying to get in the pond. That's the thing. Keeps them out of the pond. So that's quite handy, that bird bath. Okay guys, the LearnX Pro's been in. It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock here now, and these boys must be worn out. They've been going absolutely mental, which is expected because the LearnX Pro is working on the flukes, so the flukes are getting agitated, the fish are getting agitated. They've been going mental all night, but they've started to calm down a little bit. It's been crazy, but they've been good. They've been ever so good, but it seems like I went the right way, giving them another dose of fluke treatment, because it's been really getting to them tonight. But hopefully this is going to sort it out, because it's driving me mental. I don't know about them, but it makes you wonder, because I stood near the pond the other day and this massive wood pigeon went over and pooped in my pond. I mean, can you get flukes in poop? I don't know. It looked like a blooming parachute going down in my pond. But there you go. Like I say, it's about 11 o'clock at night here now. Even Maggie the Asagi's having a flick. But like I say, they've calmed down quite a lot now to what they were. Well, hi everybody, and in case there's one or two of you in Lincolnshire that's not quite sure what that is up in the sky there, don't know whether we can see it. I'm not going to go right into it, but it is the sun. I know we haven't seen it for 4 or 5 days. It's just been totally overcast, cool, horrible, windy, absolutely terrible, but we have got a little bit of sunshine today, and apparently we're going to lose it again tomorrow, but there you go, you can't have everything. But oh, what a fiasco I've had here. It's been unbelievable. The long story is I did a scrape because I'd got flicking. Did what you would do, did a scrape, found flukes, treated for flukes. Did the fluke treatment, gave them another scrape, found 2 or 3 dead flukes, still got them flashing. So I did a PP treatment, still got them flashing. So I thought, well, I'll do the second fluke treatment. So I did the second fluke treatment, gave them a week, still flicking. Did a scrape, found nothing. Did a scrape on another one, found nothing. I thought, well, I've got it, why are they flicking? So I thought I'd give Paula a ring. Paula Reynolds at Links Fish Health. Gave her a ring, had a chat with her, and she said the problem could have been, because she's not a big believer in PP, the problem could be that having stripped all their slime coat with the PP, it's probably that's irritating them now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang salt in and get up to about 0.3% salt in there. That should help put their slime coat back. It has calmed down quite a lot, I must admit, but I'm still going to put the salt in just to get their slime coat back a bit. Now the problem is, as you can see down this end, if I get out of the sun, I've got my quarantine tank out. Now, blooming nightmare, one after the other this is. So in here, somewhere, honest, bless him, he is in a bad way. I noticed him a week or so ago. I thought, bloody hell, he's putting on some weight, and he just seemed to get fatter and fatter. So I had to set this up, get him out, and lo and behold, he's just got huge. I don't know whether you can see him. He's actually a 55 cm koi, but I don't know whether you can see him. He's totally bloated. He's twice as fat as he should be. So I had another chat with Paula. She thinks that his liver, either liver or his kidneys are packing up. Now I've got him in 0.3% salt. I'm now going to put another 0.3% in, take it up to 0.6% to see if we can do anything about him. But if it is liver, the old boy's got problems, I'm afraid. Could the PP have triggered it? I really don't know. He must have been in a weak state anyway, if it did, I think. Yeah, the old boy's not very good. So I've got all this set up. I've got him going round in here now. We're just trying to get his size down a bit. As I say, he's not tipping over or anything like that, so it's not dropsy. Paula tends to think it's like liver or kidneys. Liver probably, not processing his fluids, but it didn't sound promising when I had a chat with her. But there's not a lot you can do. You can only do your best for him. As you can see, he's floating around and swimming around okay. He's not going upside down or rolling on his side or anything. So it's not swim bladder, it's just fluid retention by the look of it. His scales were sticking up a lot more than that. Putting him in a 0.3% salt solution's helping. So I'm going to up it today to 0.6. But it's been one thing after another. It's a nightmare. Anyway, we've got him in there. We'll just have to see how things go. Okay, just get some more salt measured out. I've got my jug on the scales. I'll switch my scales on. That's got them zeroed up. Now I'll fill the jug with salt and we'll see how close we are. Okay, we'll put that on there. 23, just over a kilo. Sorry if I'm wafting about a bit. I've got a little cup somewhere I do this with. I can't see it at the minute. And there we go, that's a kilo. So we'll stick that in my bucket. I'm going to do 3 of these. So we'll get another one. Just 30 over that one. Chuck that back in the bag. That's 0.4, that's not far off. That'll do. And that's the 2nd kilo. Now I'm going to get my 3rd one. Stick it on the scale. Sorry if the light flickers a bit. You see these LED lights in here, you know what they're like. Take a bit more out. What have we got? 10, 20, take a bit more out. 10, 10. Take a bit more out. 1 kilo 2 grams. So that'll do. So that's the 3, that's what I want at the moment. So I'll switch them off now. That's done with them. Now I'm going to bash some water in there, get it all stirred up, and I'll get it put in the pond. Okay, I've got my salt mixed up, 1 kilo. I'm going to put a kilo in and see what difference it makes and see how we're going before I put it in, see what we're at, just to make sure. Now it's had all night to mix. So I'm going to try to keep this so that you guys can see it if possible. So the 0.30, that's not bad, that's where it should be. So what I'll do, I'll bang 2/3 of this in and see where that takes us. So bear with me, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, let's put it in. I did slip and put it all in, never mind. We'll see how it goes. I'll just leave it now 20 minutes to make sure it's all circulated in well, and then we'll give it another dip and we'll see how we go with that. What I've got to do is keep an eye on my water parameters. If we start to get some of that water off him, it's going to be ammonia, so I've got to keep an eye on the ammonia and nitrite levels and make sure they're okay, just to make sure everything's as it should be. His water retention will be all sort of ammonia. Once it starts releasing that into the water, it could have a bit of a detrimental effect on the water parameters, so I'll keep a check on them. But that's the salt in. I'll be back with you shortly. We're just going to pop down the bottom now and do another test. Now that's had a chance to mix in a little bit, see what we're at, so just bear with me. If my fingers get in the way, I do apologise, I'm having to hold it left-handed. Now let's just give it another. Right. So a kilo's taking it up to 0.36. So I want another couple of kilos in there. That's okay, I don't want to hit him too hard with it all at once. So we're up to 0.36, I hope you can see that. So that'll be alright for him for now. I'll give him a chance to settle down with that and I'll get the other stuff in the pond. Right, what I'm doing here is a chlorine test on my pond. That one there's tap water and that one there is my pond water. I've got 2 tablets in each. It says wait till the tablets dissolved. Well, they're getting close to being dissolved, but the tap water, that instantly went pink. but the pond seems clear. It's not changed colour at all, so I'm showing no chlorine in the pond whatsoever. And I don't use a big blue, but no chlorine in the pond whatsoever. They do give you a little chart, if I can just grab it on here, go by, but as you can see that's just about as rich as it gets in chlorine, probably there. So yeah, that's the tap water, and that's the pond water showing zero. There's nothing, it's not even tinted pink, so I've no chlorine. I can't work out what it is. There's something not right. They're not eating like they should. I'm still getting the odd flick. I've done every water test I can possibly do, and all are good apart from like nitrate as usual. That's always been like that. I don't know, I've just got this thing that something's not right somewhere along the line. I think I might have to give Paula another ring, see if she's got any ideas. It's got me baffled. What I'm going to do is take bits off my pond, so I'm running as little as possible. I'm going to remove the bog filter and see how things go. It's just a matter of trying things, I think. I've just got no clue what it could be at all. But as you can see, it's certainly not chlorine. Okay chaps, to carry on from yesterday, the read for the pond came out at 0.26 this morning. I'll let it run overnight just to make sure it's well mixed in, and I want to go to 0.3, so I've mixed up my salt in the bucket. I'm putting another 3k in. This should hopefully take it up to around the 0.3, and that'll do. So hopefully this will put the slime coat back. The idea of it is to get the slime coat back on them after the PPs. I mean, it just rips the slime coat off, so I'm hoping to build their slime coat back up again, otherwise they've got no resistance to anything. So I'm taking it up to 0.3 and we'll see how things go. It is a little bit dull down this end of the yard, but we'll have a quick look and see how our mate's doing. He's swimming round. His scales might have gone down a little bit, not sure whether that's wishful thinking. They don't seem to be sticking up like there was. He's still quite big, bless him, still quite puffed up. He seems a bit more bloated on his left hand side than he is his right hand side. As he comes round, if you look at this side, it looks a lot more bloated than the other side. But we can only do our best for him. He's quite bloated, I'm afraid, but his scales have gone down, I must admit, from what there was. Definitely. He looks little in there on this screen. I don't suppose there's any point in giving him anything to eat, because I doubt he'd eat it. But we're up to 0.6 on the salt reading, so let's hope that sorts him out. I don't really want to have to go to 0.9, but he's moving about a lot more than he was, I must say. He definitely seems a bit livelier. Fingers crossed for him. Just got to see how he goes. Poor old boy. That's better, you can see him a bit better now. But let's hope we can sort him out. There's not a lot you can do if it is sort of liver failure or kidney failure. There's not a lot you can do for him. You can get him in salt and it will bring the swelling down, or hopefully will. Take a bit of that water out. I've got to check my water again today. It was okay yesterday, but we'll just have to see how it goes, I'm afraid. Don't want to lose him. He's a lovely old boy. If you look at that pump against him, the pump's a 20,000, so he's a lot bigger than the pump. But we'll just have to see how things go. Well, good morning everybody. Have we had some wrong weather, and the wind's still blowing like mad now. We've had some horrendous winds and rain for the last 3 or 4 days. It's been absolutely terrible. I've not been able to come out and do any videoing because it's just been too blooming rough. But as you will see, my little bog filter's gone at the moment. I might be doing something with that later. That's gone. I've still got that bit of a fence up there to stop a herring getting in, but I've started to plant that up a little bit on the back there. But the main thing is, if we look down the bottom here, you will see my quarantine tank's gone. Unfortunately, I didn't save him. We lost him, bless him. I did try. I thought we was making headway as well. His pine coning on his scales went down, and I'm sure he was losing a little bit of size, but all of a sudden that was it. We lost him, bless him, which is a shame because he was a lovely koi. As you can see up there, I've had to take the top off the swing seat and lay the swing seat down. I thought that was going to get airborne. But yeah, what I want to do now is just have a bit of a, give the pond a bit of a clean up, clean out. The leaves in there was horrendous. I've got to clean my skimmer out again, doing it about 2 or 3 times a day at the moment. It just bungs up with leaves. But thank goodness the wind's dropped a bit today. Well, it's dropped quite a lot actually. But there you go. We tried. I did try to save the old boy and do something for him, but it didn't really work out, I'm afraid. So onwards and upwards. We've still got flicking, still got the odd flick. So I'm going to leave it a week now, let them settle down. I've got it up to 0.3% salt in there. So I'm going to leave that for a week. And if they're still flicking at the end of the week, I'm going to give them another scrape, see what we can find in there. But I just don't know. I really don't know. It's got me baffled. I've never experienced anything like this. I've always sort of found out what it is and sorted it out, but it doesn't seem to work like that at the moment. I've no idea what it is. What is making them flick? I mean, they got no sores or anything on them. I'm watching them very closely. They got nothing coming on them. So I don't know. They look as clean as a whistle. So I shall keep on pulling my hair out until I sort something out. But I'm going to call that it for this one, guys. All it leaves me to say is thanks for watching. You all take care, and as always, happy ponding.